All right, Bo Nickal, back in the house, back at the T-Mobile Arena.
Yeah.
Opening up a pay-per-view. I mean, come on, it's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it feels, this time definitely really comfortable, really relaxed. I know exactly what to expect in the same position. Like you said, open up, pay-per-view, T-Mobile, and I'm just excited to put on a show. So let's have some fun.
So Tresean Gore, what happened there?
Yeah, I think he had an injury. I don't know if it was existing or it just happened, but, can't make the fight. So it is what it is, no worries. I'm just focused on me and what I can do, and best wishes to him.
Obviously, I'm sure it's a legitimate injury, but do you also feel that obviously given your hype, and you are a tough test stylistically for anyone on planet Earth, let's be honest, do you think you might have a habit of this, of people going, if they get a slight tweak of an injury, they go, I'm not fighting Bo Nickal unless I'm 100%?
Yeah, I really hope not, I think that you sign the contract, you obviously expect to compete. That being said, there's serious injuries. Of course, no worries. You got to take care of yourself. But I'm here to compete, so that's what I'm focused on. And if my opponent isn't able to, I'm gonna do what I can to figure out what we need to do to make it happen for me to still perform. And because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to fight.
Yeah. 5-0 now, right?
4-0.
4-0, pardon me.
You can call it 5-0 though.
All right, well, yeah. You never know. It's a fight to fight.
I know.
So 4-0, right? This is your second time opening a pay-per-view. I mean, that's insane. It's wild. I mean, we've had this conversation. You know it. Everyone knows about the hype, your credentials. But even still, it's kind of wild.
It really is. I didn't expect to be at this point this early in my career for sure. I think that going into MMA, I expected to be 10-12-0 before I even got to the UFC. And at 1-0, they were calling. And so for me, a lot of it was about listening to the people around me, my coaches, my management team that has a ton of experience, and just playing it the way that we need to play it. And, I find myself in this position where I have big opportunity. And that's really all it is at the end of the day, is every single fight I have is opportunity to continue to build my reputation. I'm trying to, when I was wrestling coming up, I always was worried about building my reputation and, continue to get better and improve. And so for me now in MMA, it's the same thing. There's a lot of people that know me. There's also, even more that don't, and that they're going to get to know me. So it's important for fighters, for fans that I build that reputation, and I'm just going to keep getting better.
We'll talk about your opponent in a minute and the fight itself, but you're here in this position not because of something you've done recently. It's been a lifetime's work and discipline and hard work. Is there a message that you can give to any young men or women, that are maybe, they want to make something of themselves. They don't know maybe what they want to do in life, but, to talk to them about the importance of consistency.
Yeah, absolutely. Consistency is incredibly important. I feel like a couple of areas in my life that I've been consistent with over the years that have helped me get to a high level are just, being disciplined. You're not going to achieve things overnight. If you want to do something great, it's going to take a long time. Yeah. And I'm not looking to go out here and get lucky. I'm looking to go out here and perform and do what I'm capable to do. And that comes with consistent training, preparation in every area of your life. And so for me, a lot of that, I can just sum it up with gratitude. I just want to continue to be consistently grateful for everything that I'm blessed with, all the people in my life, all of my opportunities. And I feel like when you have a perspective of gratitude, then you just make the most of every day and you're able to get the most out of yourself. And so, being consistently grateful has been something that I've worked on probably the past decade. I just learned, this kind of pillar at Penn State through, my coaches, Coach Kale, and what they preach every day. And so for me, that's what I try to focus on more than anything else.
That's a beautiful thing, because I remember you said similar things last time, and you truly do live by that motto, don't you? These aren't just words that you're saying to come across as humble and things like that. And as I say, I respect that so much.
Thank you. Yeah, for me, I'm going to be the same person every day, regardless. I want to, I have big goals and I want to get the most out of myself, but I'm never going to compromise my values, my morals, regardless of the situation. So, I'm always just trying to be that same person. I know there's a lot of media, a lot of hype. People want certain sound bites or clickbait or whatever it is. And for me, I feel like I just got to be true to myself. That's something that I feel like I've been fortunate to be able to do while also having people being interested and wanting to watch me fight.
I'm looking at you here. You look like the Vegas Sun's been, a redhead. Is that the best complexion for the Vegas Heat, right? I'm looking, there's a tinge of redness to you in the forehead and stuff. Yeah. You need to get that factor 50, brother.
I know, man. We got a little carried away on Monday. I was playing some pickleball with my boys.
Nice.
And I was like, let's get after it. So we were playing a bunch, and actually, I'll just be 100% honest. I lost a few games, and I was like, we got to get it back.
Yeah,
so I was like, we're staying out here and playing. So we got a little too much sun, but I'll be good by Saturday.
Is that a theme in your life, competitiveness? You've got to win everything?
Yeah, it is. It is. I think you could probably ask my friends and family about stories or stuff about me being competitive and stuff. And, I really do not like losing at all, no matter what it is, let alone, something that I do every day. And so, for me, competing, it could look like a board game. It could look like I was saying, pickleball. It could be fighting. It could be, whatever it is. I'm very competitive. I think that's just kind of how I grew up. My dad was a college athlete. My mom was a college athlete. I had, it was in the genes. And so for me, I love to compete. I think it's more of it's a fun thing, right? It's not like a ego thing for me. Of course, I want to be the best. And I think that, I believe in myself, but I just enjoy it, right? And then I think that, that's just something that I've always had in my life.
It's a natural thing to have, and I think it's a common theme amongst a lot of fighters. There's kind of parallels if you look at it. Maybe there is, maybe I'm a little off. With Brock Lesnar. Of course, you guys are different paths. When he was a wrestler and he went to the WWE and was a massive superstar, but he came over early in his career, became an absolute juggernaut of success and became a champion. Do you see any parallels there, or do you try and not mimic or copy, but you see that as a career path that you can kind of identify with?
100%. I think that anybody that's achieved things that I want to achieve, I want to learn from them, right?
Yep.
Brock Lesnar was an NCAA champion. He was a WWE superstar. He was a UFC champion. I've accomplished one of those things, the NCAA champion. I want to be, a UFC champion, and maybe eventually cross over to the WWE at some point. I think that could be something that's fun for me.
It's all the same company these days. Yeah. I think that might just happen.
Family. Sure. So for me, guys like that, I'm always looking to learn from them. Always looking to see kind of what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, how they handle themselves in the media, how they handle themselves competing in the cage. And I'm very studious of things like that. There's a lot of wrestlers that have done great things. Obviously, Brock is one of the biggest names in combat sports, and so there's a ton for me to learn from him. Yeah,
absolutely. All right, so the first fight last time out, you go from being on the Contender Series here at the Apex, a small crowd, not too many people, to walking out the T-Mobile Arena, opening the pay-per-view, 20-odd thousand people, a tremendous amount of hype, a tremendous amount of pressure.
For sure.
Talk me through that whole experience and the fight itself and what you learned.
Yeah, it was great just to feel that the nerves and the tension and having to go out there and perform. And I felt like I was handling it very well. And right when I got to the curtains in front of me, I'm about to walk out, that my nerves were at the highest. I was like, ooh, man. And so having competed so much, I kind of went back to a strategy that I used to get my mind focused and to just make it simple, right? Like, I'm just going to think about controlling that front hand and circling. At that time, it was circling left, controlling the lead hand, and then just keep it simple. And so I started telling myself this: just keep it simple, focus on what you need to do, don't worry about everything else. And so I start to walk out, and the crowd's going nuts, they're going crazy, they're cheering, and you can almost see it on my face if you go back and look. But my mindset did a 180. It went from focus on what you need to do, very stoic, very serious, to have some freaking fun. Like, let's enjoy it. Like, let's smile. Right? So I'm just start smiling, high-fiving people. And I'm like, let's have some freaking fun. This is crazy. Like, how many people in the world get to do this?
Exactly.
Right? So, like, let's, again, back to that principle of gratitude, appreciation. Let's be grateful for this opportunity in this moment and, like, have some fun, smile. So, obviously the fight went the way it went. I was able to get the first round finish and get the win, which was important. But I think, more than that, I was able to just enjoy it. And that was... I think had I not enjoyed that and came off, I probably would have been a little mad at myself just because that's such a big opportunity. You only get so many fights. I want to enjoy every single one.
Well, that's incredible that you were able to do that in your first UFC fight, because you're absolutely right. When this life is over, when those moments have passed, those opportunities have passed, you'll look back and think, man, I didn't just enjoy the ride a little bit more. It took me a long time. I was always hyped up and angry. I had always had the wrong mindset until near towards the end of my career. Everything you just talked about there, walking out, you have experience in that, though. You've wrestled at Madison Square Garden in front of huge crowds. Val Woodburn this weekend, right? I don't think he has not got any parallels. He hasn't got any comparisons. He's going from being on the small hall circuit, I don't know what his biggest fight was with respect to him,
right.
maybe 500 people,
right.
to walking out on a pay-per-view on the biggest fight card of the year, 20-odd thousand people going crazy, taking on one of the hottest prospects that the middleweight division has ever seen. Mm-hmm. How do you think he's going to handle this? Because it's hard, right?
Yeah, I think that you really in these situations, what's going to come out and shine is your preparation. That's physical and that's mental, right? So if he's physically prepared, if he's mentally prepared, then that's on him. Maybe he'll handle it great. Mm-hmm. If not, and he shrinks down to his level, if he's not a disciplined person, if he's not somebody that has had these done visualization and had these images in his mind of him doing that, then maybe he doesn't compete the way he wants to. For me, it's just about focusing on what I need to do and enjoying it, like I said. And so I'm ready whether he comes out and is ready to scrap or whether he comes out and he shrinks down. So regardless, I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to compete the same. And I'm just excited again. I think this is a big opportunity. Again, hopefully it's a good opportunity for him. Maybe he, even if he loses his fight, gets into the UFC or something like that, which could be great. So, for me, again, like I said, it's the same mission.
Have you studied him?
Yeah, definitely studying film and stuff. Haven't had a ton of time to do it, but
what do you think?
I think that he's a big puncher. His biggest asset is he has a good right hand. He clinches a lot, which is great for me, and I think like I said, his biggest asset's his power. So, he's probably going to come out a little wild, just given that it's like you said, a big environment, big crowd. He's only had a few days to prepare for this fight, and he probably doesn't believe that he could beat me in a 15-minute fight. So I expect him to come out wild, come out strong, and I'll be ready for whatever he brings.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Just tell me about this. We'll finish on this in just a second. You walk out last time, you throw a high kick, you slip on your ass. Are you just thinking, man, but the first thing I throw on a UFC pay-per-view and I fall over?
It's so funny. I think it was almost good because it loosened me up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I like to, I guess I don't like to do this, but sometimes you just gotta humble yourself.
Yeah, of course.
And first 5 seconds, fall on my butt, look like a dummy. Now I just I gotta laugh at myself.
Yeah, of course.
If you're gonna be mad about it or whatever, or be angry at yourself, it's like, dude, who cares, man? It's the way it went.
But it's all experience because the canvas, the blue parts are very slippy.
Well, for sure. That's
people don't know that.
Yeah, it's super slippery, and your adrenaline is at such a high.
Yeah.
It's just like you throw something and you just boom. And for me, it was really funny because I threw the high kick, I fall, I bounce back up, and it in the moment it seemed like 5 seconds before he came at me and punch, and threw a punch, I slipped it. But you watch the film and it was instant, and I was just wow, that seems so slow to me. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But it was just, now I can just kind of laugh at it. It's just kind of funny and good. Yeah.
I always used to try and put my feet's placement on the sponsored logos.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of traction there. So,
for real.
Yeah, you probably figured it out.
It's a good tip. No, I'm going to start using that.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, good luck this weekend. I'm sure it's going to be a great performance with all respect to Val Woodburn, but respect to Val as well.
No doubt.
Good luck.
Appreciate
Congrats
it.
on all the success. Looking forward to the fight.
Yeah, thank you.